Hello everyone. So, this was a bit of a back and forth because originally this was going to be not going ahead. Then things and schedules changed, and suddenly I now am able to do this stream. So, let's load up where we were from last time. Load. And let me just have a quick discussion and catch up on exactly where we were. So, I had found out that our family, our dynasty, still actually owned the throne of Ghana. So, instead of what I thought was going to happen, which was us basically having to try and fight our way back to the throne of Ghana, instead, we married our eldest daughter to the throne, or to the third born, or not the third born, the third in line to the throne of Ghana, disinherited those that were in first and second to inherit. The ruler was dying of cancer, so as soon as he died, well, this kid became the heir. So I did also have a thought after last week, wondering why on earth he would decide to divorce his wife / my daughter and then get remarried. But as we can see here, yes, it is now a regular patrilineal rather than matrilineal marriage. So we can see here, let's have a look. So technically not of our house, not of our house, not of our house. So technically the only one who actually is this one. So let me just have a look who is in line to inherit all of this. So yes, Prince Tandy. So that is R1. So the kingdom, the Duchy of Wagadu. Not that one, not that one, not that one. And the county of Orca. Or yeah, Ulcar, I'm going to presume that is, because unfortunately the disputed heritage on some of these naturally means that they are not necessarily going to well, not necessarily going to be that great. So let me have a look. So you are just a standard, and we had twins born, one of whom is a genius. It's just going to be a question of whether the ones further down the line of succession actually still count as part of our house and dynasty, or if it's going to be something a little bit different. Because if we open up the dynasty tree, I'm pretty sure that was a cadet branch. Yes, here we go. So there we have all of these that are, well, part of the cadet branch, so I have no idea how that's going to affect anything. So that will be interesting to find out when we actually get through and play as our daughter / grandson. And yes, there has been a fair amount of marriage in the family, so we can see ourselves duplicated here, and there's probably a few others, like, yep, here and here, where, yeah, and so they are still actually showing as part of our dynasty as well as the cadet branch, so we may be okay on that, but we will admittedly have to just see. So, and obviously the family tree being quite this wide does indicate some of the problems with the game, telling you that these two characters are related and there might be inbreeding issues. So, because we've just got so many like second cousins, third cousins and whatnot. Hello, the exasperated medic. If I recall, cadet branches still count as dynasty heirs because you can make your own cadet branches in some situations. Okay, that is good to know, thank you. So we'll just have to keep an eye on that and just keep our fingers crossed, because at the moment our health is absolutely fine. We've not got any major negatives affecting us. Our daughter is good. You are fine, though you've got drunkard and wounded. So when did you get wounded there? And our grandson is feeling fine. So let me just see. So hold mystical communion and write things down, but we are not stressed at all. We can declare war, slow control, powerful vassal, all the usual stuff. So let me just have a look. So where is the cultures? And we wanted to have a look at the control. So fabricate claim, boost development, promote culture. Okay, so we've got all of those well done, and we've got these two areas where we can just increase a bit of control. We are on the medicine lifestyle focus, and we've kind of got most of the way towards the second. And okay, so I didn't take any of these perks or traits. Okay, so we're good to go. Let's unpause and get things running. And also we are wanting to see if we can try and actually get some of the territories and our holy sites claimed. So bleeding out, inspecting the barracks when a civilian soldier is brought in. So 50 learning experience, hand me the tourniquet. Learning challenge. Oh, interesting. So that's 100% to 0. But technically I think that's like 99.5 versus 0.5. We will gain 32 stress if we're unable to save him. Or we can let him bleed, but we will gain 96 stress. So let's go with this one. And we've gained a loyalty hook. My knowledge does not fail me. My hands remain steady. Are you decent? You're a weaver and a legendary blade master. Oh, obviously, yes, still wounded. So we could actually make you... Oh, yep, you've already changed into one of our champions, which is good to see. So we have one of our holy sites here and here, which at the very beginning of the first stream we were trying to get a hold of. Let me have a look. So you have a couple of allies with decent amount of strength. We have a couple of allies with not that great strength. So it's probably going to be worth waiting until we get the Throne of Ghana back before we really consider doing that, because obviously we will have a lot more forces to do, well, basically to inherit everything with. And as a result of that, I think we're probably just going to speed up and wait for things to come through, like a learning lifestyle perk. So do we want whole of body, which gives us volatility, which is nothing because we are celibate, a medium health boost and minus 20% stress gain, or do we go for scholar? Yes, I think we'll go for scholar as our first one, giving us a massive increase. So son-in-law plotting against a daughter, so that is the married to the third daughter to trying to kill the fourth daughter. Yeah, that's not gonna really do much for you, buddy. And we've got someone who wants us to join their war. I will get to that in a moment. I just want to check all of our grandchildren. You've not got any yet. So we will accept that and just have a look which is the contested area, which is down here. And okay, it must be an internal war. I cannot see any other ones. Hello, Senjata Gaming. How am I doing? I'm doing quite well. This was a bit of a, well, not unconventional stream, but I wasn't originally intending to do this because of schedules and priorities, and then that all changed. So yeah, I'm available to be here for another, hopefully, long and productive Crusader Kings 3 stream. Thanks for popping in and chatting. Oh dear. So even, oh dear. So we have unfortunately gotten the infirm trait. So we are probably not going to be long for this world. We do have the Know Thyself perk. Okay, a councillor died and we've got a new Hogan. So we will know when we have about a year left. So we have discovered mangonels. Let me just have a look at that. So the last stream we were doing, we kept on flicking back and forth with being the culture head. Unfortunately, we're not the culture head anymore. So we've still got exposure to burrs, and we're just going to have to see what our culture head, our son-in-law, decides. Do I have a lot of experience with Crusader Kings 3? You just started recently. Oh, let me just have a quick look. So currently I have about 30 hours registered on Steam, and probably about another 20 hours from when I was playing the version on Xbox Game Pass. But my main one was Crusader Kings 2, which I have almost 10 times the hours in. So Crusader Kings 3 has been a slight bit of a change for me, as some things are very different from Crusader Kings 2. But even with all that time, I'd still say that I'm average with it. It's certainly nowhere near as good as some of the other people can be. So I know it's going to be probably useless, but we'll just take hold of body to clear out that dynasty. The exasperated medic, you have like 300 hours in CK2. Yeah, same here. That's about as much as I've got for Crusader Kings 2 as well. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, jostling the microphone. Yeah, one thing I do like about Crusader Kings 3 is that it does seem immense, but it does give you a lot of help. Like, I really like the options for, let's see, so go to the scholar, then we can go to lifestyle trait, and we can have a look at what the interactions are, and just all of the nested pop-up boxes that just tell you everything, almost like a mini wiki wall. One of the things that I was disappointed in is that we don't really have the diseases and such from the Reaper's Due of Crusader Kings 2, which was like one of my favourite DLCs that they added in. So, oh, that looks like our youngest daughter has had 2 children. So 2 daughters. Let's have a look. A genius. That is nice. So we'll have to try and see if we can find someone similar to marry you two. Oh goodness. Okay. They are both geniuses. Let's bring up that. Sort by matrilineal and age. And let's have a look. So we've got someone here, unfortunately our nephew. But we could potentially get one of them married to this one who's got the handsome trait and get that into the family. And then this one who's got the robust trait. So yes, I think I will do that. And we will go through on this once again and get you betrothed to that person. So, yeah, that person is of a completely different dynasty house than us. And the other person, yeah, is also of a completely different dynasty. So that is good. Close that down for now. So yeah, the exasperated medic. What are some of the changes that you like for Crusader Kings 3? Like I said, I like all the nested information boxes that we have, and the 3D models have been a nice change from all of the 2D portraits, actually allowing a fair bit more personality, maybe? Like that you actually do get to see more of your characters, and also that you actually see the differences in them when they're young rather than just the standard boy or girl portraits of whatever cultures you happen to be. Hey, our sister's died and we've gained a tiny bit of stress, not to worry. You like the knights for combat and the introduction of prowess. Yes, that also has been a nice change. It's like you no longer have to just rely on the military skill. You do actually have some people who can be low in terms of actual martial knowledge, but be immensely good when it comes to prowess and skills. Stress is an interesting mechanic. Yes, that is as well. Stress and dread. Whereas in CK2 you had the problem where if you tried to be a tyrant, everyone would just hate you and rise up against you. Whereas nowadays, with the dread system, you can be a tyrannical ruler, and quite a lot of your vassals will be cowed and not actually want to go to war against you. Senjata Gaming, following the tutorial, always managed to make the Kingdom of Ireland. When your character dies, your kingdom is divided between children. You need to make new alliances or make a new war to unite it all. Kind of stuck on that. Okay, yeah, that is one of the major changes that's done in Crusader Kings 3, is that with Crusader Kings 2 you could kind of rush towards specific inheritance rules. So as the exasperated medic says, Confederate partition is where you are getting stuck. So if we go over here to succession, so we have 3 succession laws for multiple realm heirs and 3 options for single realm heirs. Depending on where you are, you will pretty much always start on Confederate partition, which is horrible. So if I actually use Ghana as an option here and pause it and go up to duchy titles. So what happens is, say we had all of Wagadu under our under our control, and we had 2/3 of the counties in Kaneaga under our control. It would mean that under Confederate partition, if we had 2 children or more, but this is just 2 children, so the Duchy of Wagadu would go to our eldest one. And then Kaniaga, even though we don't have the duchy title created, the game automatically creates it and gives it to our second child. And because they are both duchy titles, that means they both become independent rulers. The exasperated medic, you generally just have to try and have your eldest son inherit the richest lands and go to war with your brothers once you inherit. Yeah, so what I try and do is, if I know that I'm going to be expanding but I am under Confederate partition, is that I try and avoid getting as much territory on other duchies and kingdoms, because that kind of helps control it a little bit. I do make very, very liberal use of the disinherit options as well as in the learning tree. Let me just bring it up. So we have up here a perk for restraint, where you can take the embrace celibacy and abandon celibacy decisions. So if I manage to have someone who has a decent learning focus, or I really desperately want to avoid the realm being fractured, I come up here, take restraint. Once I have like 1 or 2 good children, then I go through that. And yeah, as the exasperated medic says, you can also somewhat control it by giving younger sons territory. And if your religion allows it, you can order them to become priests or holy warriors to disinherit them. Or the one final thing that you can do, raise up an army of like 10 people, make sure your younger sons and heirs are your champions, send them to war against a force that's like 1,000 or more men and just wait for them to be injured or killed. So that takes a bit of patience and just random luck and chance. So our liege has passed the limited crown authority. So interesting. So they are up to level 2 like we are. Unfortunately, level 3, we would need the royal prerogative, innovation. And yeah, same for level 4. So we're not going to be able to get that either. So it looks like we have unfortunately lost a bit of territory. Not that great. We'll probably take care of that once we are ruling once again. So yeah, I'm just trying to have a think of any good starting areas that I know of that could be helpful beyond Ireland to let you know about inheritance. Okay, someone has gotten an improved opinion of us thanks to our Chancellor, which is always nice to see. Okay, so you are pretty much going to be sticking around for a good while. How is this war going? Yeah, you're going to lose that. I don't really care. I know that sounds so bad, but I am technically... Are we actually even... Are we even... Nope, we just hold counties, so we don't even hold any duchies. So we're just a 3-count or 3-county ruler. This was... Yeah, okay, that was... Oh no, we do have an option, so let's just finish off this tree. See if we can actually get it done before we die. So what criminals do we have? Attempted to murder family member. Yep. So often quotes passages, so do we want serenity or humbleness? I think we'll go with serenity. Yeah, we're flattered. Our son-in-law has been arrested, so you are a fornicator. Honestly, even though that is a criminal offence, I don't really care about that. Your player heir is first in the line of succession for a random county. Okay. Oh, yes. Oh, okay, you inherited that from someone, it looks like. So that's nice. That will be one more little bit of territory that will come into our hands. However, it is all the way down here. So that may not last. But yes, inheritance in Crusader Kings 3 is a much bigger pain than it actually was in Crusader Kings 2. Especially if you choose Ireland, because in Crusader Kings 2 I know Ireland has the tenestry option where basically everything goes to the chosen heir and it can never fall out of your dynasty, because unlike other elective options, tenestry restricts it to just being of your family household. Okay, so something odd about your guest, but you cannot put your finger on it. Well, he is deceitful, paranoid, and sadistic. So, So, intrigue challenge, 81%. Investigation succeeds. Ask him directly, only 18% chance he tells the truth. Or we could say I'm being paranoid and we gain a bit of stress. Nah. Must investigate. No proof of any criminal activity or other dark deeds. I'm not quite sure I trust that, personally. Not quite sure I trust that. So staring at stars. So 50 learning lifestyle experience. Or 250, yeah, 250 faith. So gained a level of devotion, so we are now a paragon of virtue. Our renown is okay, we are well known. And our prestige is about halfway to exalted amongst men. You are illustrious and faithful, so kind of general. We've discovered burrs. So that gives us, unlocks all early medieval era built military buildings. Royal prerogative, that is our current cultural fascination. And we have current exposure to bailiffs, which will give us +1 domain limit. Syntasia Gaming, thanks for the tips, no problem on that. Hope it helps you out in your next playthrough. And yeah, if you're around for the next stream and you've tried those out, let me know how it goes. Let me know if things are a little bit better for you with that. So can we actually increase anything here? Yes, we can. So keep will require like 5 years, so yes, let's get that done. We've honestly got nothing but time and money. War has been declared on our liege. Let's have a look here. Yep. So that will only take 4 years. So 18 development versus 18. So unexpectedly run across my steward. Cosmic insight. Or I could do, yeah, I'll do the learning challenge. Because honestly, with such a high learning skill, I might as well just keep that in my pocket. And let's go down here. We probably don't have enough money quite to do that, but nevertheless. So where are these going to be going to? So yeah, these are all county level titles, so they're all going to be going to completely different children unless I decide to disinherit them or some other options. But honestly, I think I'm just going to leave it as it is, as in a couple of generations we may be ruling Ghana anyway. Oh, so a daughter got pneumonia, that's not good. Send for a physician. And this is one thing I like when you have such a high learning skill, is that you normally get presented with 2 options, one of whom is okay and relatively cheap to pay to join the court, someone who tends to be better and is more expensive. But if you have a very, very high learning skill, then you can go, it's like, this person is well known in scholarly circles, and invite them in. So this person is a genius, she's also a dwarf, she's also a lunatic, but she is a 2-star physician. You are a 2-star famous reveler, a fornicator, probably not on, no. Yes, so as much as she is a lunatic, I think we'll go with that person. And be cautious, do not do more than is necessary, because pneumonia is one of those ones that is relatively easy to, well, I say that, relatively easy to kind of get over in terms of the game. It's not like bubonic plague or anything like that. So speaking of, I can't remember if this is actually one of the ones I had done on stream or not, but I actually did have a character survive and get rid of great pox, which I was not expecting. And apparently, yes, in Crusader Kings 3, the only illness that is not curable is actually lover's pox. So I was fairly surprised by that. And there we go, she has recovered from pneumonia. So unfortunately, with all of that, we will be going down to 1 county. So this is going to, yep, our 3rd daughter. So is your son actually any good? Not really. Is your son any good? Not really. So I would have to unfortunately go through and disinherit all 3 of my daughters for that. Or I could take a risk and get myself a concubine, remove the celibate option, and potentially get a son, but then that would obviously impact my eldest daughter's inheritance. So someone's got a claim on one of our counties. I'm not going to worry again too much on that. Okay, someone wants a Liberty War. Okay, that's good, because that is just reducing the crown authority rather than wanting actual independence. So it doesn't matter if our liege loses that, because it just means that the crown authority will be bumped down one level, and that can just be bumped back up at any future time. What are two notifications up here? Raid, fabricate claim. No county control. Family members can get married. So did your... Hey, yes, your husband did indeed die. You are 39 years old, so we probably want to find someone who is infertile and willing to do a matrilineal marriage, preferably someone who doesn't have an awkward genetic trait. Let's do you. And Rise of the Mongols. So our son and champion can get married. Let's actually see if we can get you someone decent. Not really. We've got an option of a 4-year-old or a 23-year-old who is going to be the first cousin once removed of this son. So let's just do non-inheritable traits and see if we can get anyone who's half decent. Preferably half decent, doesn't have any bad traits. Yeah, let's just do that. And same again for you. You are 19. And yeah, let's get you married to just her. So, Rise of the Mongols. So word has reached me that a new leader has risen up, declared himself the ruler of the universe, Genghis Khan, and has sworn to conquer the entire world. So let's have a look at your traits. Oh, goodness. Okay, yes. So 17 diplomacy, 31 martial, 19 stewardship, 15 intrigue, 6 learning, 39 prowess. Is ambitious, diligent, callous, a brilliant strategist, flexible leader, open terrain expert, master hunter, and obviously greatest of Khans, which gives him massive bonuses. So I'll doubt he'll get very far. Well, let's just see where he is for the moment. So you accept the marriage proposal, so yes, thank you. So we have there the Kingdom of Mongolia. And where are you currently? Oops, that wasn't the right one. No. Go to a location. So they are just on the map here, and they've already decided to go to war against, looks like, these two areas. Little Brethren, hello, how is Europe? Well, let's just scroll across and see, because we did have some interesting things from last time. So England is still an absolute mess with territories both kind of where you'd expect some of them to be, and some of them, like say Aragon, completely not where we would expect them. Little Brethren, 30k armies, yeah. Genghis Khan, when that event fires, he always has a massive amount of armies. I think quite a lot of them are special troops. Let me just have a look. So yeah, special soldiers. They can be gained through events or represent various things such as retinues, ravenous hordes, and ambitious peasantry. They do not cost maintenance, but they do not reinforce. So yes, he has 30,000 troops, but almost all of them are special soldiers. So once those get defeated, that will be it. He cannot reinforce them, and then he will just be able to pull however many people from the territories that he owns. Yes, Ireland is actually ruled by, yes. So we've got the Kingdom of Ireland, who is ruled by a High Queen. We've got the Petty Kingdom, or Duchy title of Ulster, and Munster, or Leinster rather, sorry, who is somehow still independent. Like I said, England is a complete mess. Scotland, yeah, we've got the Kingdom of Scotland. France and Aquitaine and Brittany are mostly where we would expect them. Spain is once again a mess. Aquitaine's kind of bled over into a few areas, but yeah, Catholic North, Islamic South, as pretty much is Smolensk in Scotland. Very good eye. Yes, it is. So that is another interesting thing. So somehow a bit of Russia has managed to make its way to Scotland. So that is interesting, though. With only 828 troops, Scotland could probably easily declare war on them, take over the territory before they can even really do anything. And what have we got here? So the Holy Roman Empire owns a tiny bit of Norway. Norway owns a tiny bit of Sweden. North up here is just a mess of everything. Any other interesting? So we have got an Orthodox ruler. Hey, that is not a goodness, I can't think of the right words at the moment. Italy is a bit of a mess. The papacy owns more of Italy than I think Italy actually owns any of it. Pisa is independent. So that is owned by a republic. I believe that's the right word. Byzantine Empire still exists. So there's a bit of an internal war going on there. Eastern Europe, a few kingdoms, Novgorod, Ruthenia, and a fair few counties. And then the Middle East is pretty much as it tends to be. I think some of the Islamic empires we started in 867, so I cannot remember how well those are. No, we started in 1066. Yeah, we started in 1066, so that may have shattered a little bit, but we've still got some quite big powerful ones like Egypt, Persia, Nubia, and then we've got South Asia, Central Asia, and as we saw, the Mongols. So that is the state of the world in this current playthrough. Let me just try and center it. There we go. So we can see just what's going on there. And as we can see down here, Africa is, well, south of the Sahara, it is pretty much just a mess of small kingdoms, duchies, and still a few independent little counties. So Licious Pastoral autonomous vassals, that was what I was expecting from that independence war. We've been raided by someone. That was probably you. So we're going to be hostile to you for a tiny bit more. And all of these wars are why I've been kind of wanting to get the throne back, because our liege is just honestly being absolutely terrible in terms of being assaulted, and we went for humbleness last time, so we will do that once again just to keep things going. So I can declare wars. Yes, I know I can, I just don't necessarily want to. And we've actually lasted with the infirm trait a lot longer than I thought we would. The alliance formed with you because you are now a ruler. Okay, married to my grandson. New learning lifestyle perk, so we'll get Defender of the Faith. And then we'll get theologian at the next one if we live that long. And that will clear up that tree for us. So I am not playing on Iron Man mode on this, so we can technically and theoretically save, exit, and we start from an earlier one, but I kind of do this as a honor-based Iron Man system, so we just go through the game, take the hits as they come and deal with them. But it does mean that we have a situation where if the game completely crashes out, we can still revert to an earlier save and restore progress, and that's not potentially all gone. So translation is atrocious, so we can have a look. So our physician gains or increases learning by 2 and we get 300 lifestyle. We can buy a better translation, which loses us 25 gold, but you will gain the trait renowned physician. I thought you already... Okay, so it's saying that she's going to get the next level. Yes, I would rather her become, yep, a level 3 physician. And also, can we actually get her? Yep, we can get her to convert. Just so that makes it a tiny bit easier on us. Okay, so we've got another event where we are being shown someone who's been fairly injured. Let me just have a look. So you have the organizer trait, so yes, let's do that. So you are now part of our realm, and once again you've become our champion. So you've only got 4 prowess, -2 because wounds, but being an organizer means you could be a decent leader in a military army if we necessarily wanted that. There we go, unlocked theologian, and now we just need to figure out what we are going to spend our last remaining time on, because there's no point in us being on the learning focus anymore. We've completed that tree, and yeah, let's go for diplomacy actually, and yeah, just go for foreign affairs focus and see what comes up on that. So yes, we're under siege. Keep has been constructed. So, great grandson, no particular traits. I wasn't honestly expecting that with just level 1 from him. So, yeah. We'll just leave that as it is. Oh my goodness, another war. Okay, which one is this? Another holy war. So we are unfortunately getting quite a lot of territory. Oh. And we have been imprisoned. That is not good. So we have a decision available to escape from prison. And advice, you've been imprisoned. So what can we do? This is one of the in-game lessons. So navigate to the character who holds you prisoner and use the ransom yourself interaction. If you're lucky, you'll be able to pay your way out. If you're unlucky, they may choose to execute you. If you were captured in a siege, this was because an enemy occupied your realm capital. That is probably what happened to us. So who are we imprisoned by? So Cilia, so this person for this war. So you don't actually get any war score from holding me prisoner. So you may be willing to let us go. Or do we honestly wait in prison, see what happens, because we may die there, and then we can immediately go to our daughter, who is married to the current king of Ghana. At the rate he's going, there's going to be like 1 territory left. So could we ransom ourselves? Yes, for 50 gold, they would accept. I want to honestly just see what happens, because we have some good traits, but also some bad ones. We're still feeling fine. Even with all of that, we are technically still fine. Eldest deed claim that is justice. So we're gaining a bit of stress because we are arrogant. I think if we do manage to go over 100 and that first level... Oh. So we can actually lose 12 stress because we're gregarious. And this is another interesting thing, is that obviously because we have various traits and we're staying in prison, we are getting a few events. Whether the war has been over, you've lost that war as well. Aye. Okay, yeah, I think we're going to ransom ourselves because the war is over. There's no reason we should keep ourselves imprisoned. I admit I have grown fond of your company. Okay, that's a bit of a weird comment. So let's just write some thoughts down to get rid of stress. So unlike some of the other rulers... Oh, no. Okay, we want to ransom her. Yes, I want my court position back, thank you. I very much want my court position back. Oh goodness, what was I saying? I honestly can't remember. So how much territory do we now have? So we've lost one down there. So offering me the position of marshal when I am 67 years old. I have 9 martial skill. So I'm not even that good. But you know what? Let's do it. Let's take a chance. Ah yes, stress relief. So hold mystical communion. So because we do have the journaler trait, I think it is. Yep, journaler. So we have a healthy outlet for our stress versus some of the other ones. So couldn't care less. Or open and welcoming, perhaps they would understand. We'll just do that. It's not going to change much. Raid, fabricate claims. So you've lost a husband as well, again. And again, you are 41 years old. So we want to find someone... Yeah, you know, I know this is not perfect, but... And... I was going to say, I thought I already got you married. Yes, you were killed during a siege. So... age for you, and we want to obviously change that to fertile and find someone who is about 23-ish. So we could try for you and see if we could get the not the Herculean trait, it's the one below it. In that, negotiate an alliance, don't really care about that. They ransom a prisoner. Let's ransom you as well. Just basically try and get a few of our dynasty members back out of... So yeah, no fighting in the family. The call. So who do I have the best opinion with? Hogan. So I could say shame on you. Or I could do you're both acting like petulant children. Let's choose that one and see what happens. And apparently nothing really. Nothing on that. Though for once we are actually winning this war. Probably because there's not like 5 other wars going on at the same time. So dynasty. Do we have enough? No, we don't have enough to actually get the next one, which is architected ancestry. Select a congenital trait to become more common. So I'm not sure if we're going to go for the beautiful trait or the Herculean trait on that one, because at least at the moment we do seem to have the genius trait pretty well locked down. Oh, except for you are very, very badly injured. And chatting to a friend, we can lose a decent amount of stress. You are generically bright. You are a genius, but Okay, you are technically part of our dynasty because you're the cadet branch. And you do have 2 children. One who's got the robust trait. And you are not related at all. Okay, so we may have to consider seeing if we can get the genius trait in. As this isn't going too well. Yeah, so you're a genius as well. Actually, do we have anyone? Nope, no one good. No one good for you to marry. But once again, we'll just have to see what happens with that. We've had another war declared, but for at least for the moment, our liege is winning that one as well. And I just love how this one pops up. So it's like one of our courtiers, or our Hogan in this case, is stressed out and lashing out. But for a reason it doesn't actually say here, instead of us getting stressed out as well, we're going, it's like, well, it's nice to see that even they struggle with stress and we lose a bit of stress ourselves. So you've got 1,200 there, so we could raise all here. So we have about 2,500. So we have an option because we are a witch. We can gain clear mind. And yes, let's select the top option and try and become a bit closer to one of our daughters. So unwavering loyalty. Fear is a more effective tool. Yes, let's choose that. It gives us stress, but only a tiny amount of it. And our army has been raised. Let's go through here and see if we can actually fight them at all. 1 diplomacy, so opinion from sent gift, sway scheme power, monthly dread prestige, befriend. Yeah, let's go for befriend and just be the nice friendly grandpa ruler for the time being. So where are you going? Into here, let's see if we can catch you. Yes, we can. And this looks like, yep, a battle we are going to win absolutely definitively. We've got, unfortunately, over 300,000. That is a lot even for Crusader Kings 2. 3,300 made up of 3 different armies. So we could potentially park ourselves here and bait them through. So this is, I'm not quite sure which war that is. Okay, yeah, that looks like this one. Yeah, 3358, yeah, that looks like them. So I've done my little bit to keep the realm safe. Oh, we are missing. Oh goodness, okay. So why is our wife not eligible? He is not a champion. Let's see, stewards. Do we have anyone good? No. So our nephew would make the best marshal from the looks of it. And steward, we will put in this person just to keep you happy. I don't know why our spouse has just gone and disappeared. So how many spouses are you getting through? Seriously, you are going to like I can't even remember the trait from Crusader Kings 2 where you end up with like half a dozen different spouses dead. Matrilineal, yeah, just so that you obviously have some kind of spouse to help you. And you, and just wait. How many troops does our liege currently have, or can have? Apparently not that many, actually. So, Ashari traders in Yellowmane, like, The rulers such as I simply have to take their fair share, otherwise the roots run themselves. So one consortium is asking my permission to settle and buy property and have gathered a hefty gift. So 90 gold, and we get Heathen Trader Enclaves, which does give us 50% supply capacity, 30% development, and doubles our control growth. We can say you may continue to pass through, in which they're transitionary, so minus 20% holding taxes and minus 20% development growth. Or we can ban them, gain 130 gold. That would gain us a local recession. So yeah, let's accept that and help get a few things. So someone's planning to kill a random courtier. Yeah, we do have an available spouse, but I don't quite know why it's saying we're not. Okay, yeah, I am confused on that. And okay, yeah, our liege is not doing very well, so one of our councillors just died of old age. That was our chancellor, and thankfully we do have someone who wants to be on the council who is actually vaguely competent at it. Now, 539 gold. We have money to raise mercenaries. So who do we want? These options are a bit too expensive for us. Our makeup is so 200 heavy cavalry, not heavy cavalry, 200 heavy infantry, 300 light cavalry. What do we have? Heavy, light and light, spearmen, bowmen. I'm tempted. No, we can't quite afford that one. 593. So light footmen counters heavy infantry, and you counter skirmishers, or spearmen countering cavalry. Yeah, okay, I think I'm going to risk it and raise them wherever they are. I'll request them. Where are you? Going to say, excuse me, I had the gold. I paid you. Where are you? A guest is scheming against a courtier. Let the traitor know. Throw her in jail. Oh, murder scheme. So a guest. Yeah, throw her in jail and let her just stay there. Yeah, where are you? Okay, seriously, did we just lose that much money or what? Because I swear the previous time I raised a mercenary company. Oh, there they are. There they are. Okay, so we want to merge all of you together and just check who our commander is going to be. So we do have currently you, which a jungle stalker, probably not that great, and Reaver, not that great either, because those aren't going to be great in this area. We do have a siege phase time minus 30% with our onagers. That would be good. And you do also have 12 prowess, which is average. And I know you are my nephew, but let's have a look. So this is probably lose. Actually, let's just go back and we siege some of these territories. So siege event every 14 days. Daily siege progress 1.7. Wall breach. That's taking it just down to 8 days. Large breach. Daughter or granddaughter born. No notable traits. So never mind on that. Let's see which war score is this going to help. The one that we are severely in trouble with. So military, let's come over here. They've split off half of their army, so we should be able to come in here and defeat them pretty easily. Especially seeing as someone else is fighting there. Let's go for that. Our prisoner has died in the dungeons, which was naturally to be expected. Chase down these people. Oh, okay, this may be tense. This may be tense. Yep, we're going to lose this battle, unfortunately. And son-in-law has been wounded. You're not anyone who matters, as horrible as that sounds. Yes, unfortunately, we didn't keep an eye on the other territory, the other army, so unfortunately we have been defeated. So that has only taken off 1% in their favour. 1-2% in their favour. Okay, which territory do you own? Oh, you just want that bit? Okay, you can have it then. And this one... Okay, so... Basically, if we come up here... Yeah, so that is just you as a one territory owner. Who else has been called into this? Go to... all the way up there. Ah, okay, so a couple of you up there, so that's no worry, so we could just come over here and siege this territory down, and we'll be able to win that war. Not too much of a fuss. And my sticky spacebar is making an appearance again, nice to see that. So come over here. And that is, yep, that is the territory that we want to siege down. Because unfortunately that is our, unfortunately they want part of our territory. And who has now just declared war again? Okay, so we want to be able to sweep around and have a look at that one as well. Because we want to keep, like, the core Ghana kind of de jure territory in our hands. Anything that's not quite there doesn't matter too much to me. But the other stuff, yes it does. Why am I not sieging you down? Excuse me. Oh. Have I not actually technically joined the war? Ah, okay, offer to join war, so we want the Massin and So. So if we join that one, then we are officially at war. Yep, there we go. So then if we take you back and then back in once again. So we have now discovered the royal prerogative. Yep, there we go. Okay, we're sieging now, that's good. The royal prerogative gave us options for the High Crown Authority and Absolute Crown Authority laws. And what are we going to be looking at? So we're going to be looking at Manuelism. Yeah. Someone's planning to kill my champion. Ooh. He's not amazing. Never mind. He's not amazing. We don't have to worry about that. So we can now, if we wanted to, go up to High Crown Authority. Yep, pause it, 'cause quite a few things are going on. So High Crown Authority can change between all available succession laws. I think... How much would that cost us? So we could go straight for that. And, okay, we'd need to wait 20 years. I swear that's changed from last time, because I swear I could just immediately go up to the next level. Confidant. We've been defeated in something. We can write our thoughts down. It's fine. My daughter. That is planning a murder. Okay. That is once again interesting to say. Someone's planning to kill my nephew, so another champion. Is this honestly just because quite a lot of... Oh! Okay, so be it. We have won that one. And let's go through and offer to join. Yep, your other war. So we have joined that officially. And we want to come down here. Okay, so come down here, attack you, and then go through. This has already been siege. Not quite sure who by, but let's go in. An easy victory. And we are only at 35%. So presuming our liege is going through to siege that down. This is actually not owned by us. So we'll join in and see what happens, because we have quite a few people that we can add in. And we also have our own siege weapons, which I'm not sure our liege actually has. Oh no, okay, we've got 30. There's a total of 40, so he has got some. Mercenary company contract expiring. Yeah, I don't really mind about that. Our steward. Got someone who's 12, which is once again okay. Just collect taxes. And unfortunately, because we keep on getting sieged, our control is getting annoying in terms of what I consider our core territory. Okay, yep, there we go. One. Disband all. We don't have to worry about our contract negotiation whatsoever. So let's see. This is giving us 800 troops. That's giving us 530. That's giving us 212. So yes, levies gives us almost 3,000. And just wanting to obviously see how much of that is going to transfer forwards. We can create one more men-at-arms regiment. So we have light cavalry, which counters archers and heavy infantry. We've got onagers and heavy infantry, which counters spearmen. So we want something that will counter what counters light cavalry and heavy infantry. So basically what counters spearmen. Apparently I can't seem to see... Or pikemen, which are... yeah, pikemen are spearmen. So you... No, I'm reading it wrong. The wrong way round. Okay, so we want to find... So you counter heavy infantry. And then heavy infantry counter spearmen. And then spearmen... Okay, I'm completely lost, but I think the answer is we want some pikemen when we have the money. I think the answer is we want some pikemen when we have money. There are... Okay, social manipulation. So he is zealous, diligent, and craving. So unassertive, lethargical, and ambitious. He's probably not. Weak-minded, keeps to himself. Cowardly, or wants to keep the peace. So we'll do that one. Lack of fear made me words seem trivial rather than intimidating. Oh, so that didn't work out too well. Ooh, there we go. We can actually get... So let me have a look. Select a congenital trait to become more common in the dynasty. That'd be nice if it actually told you what was most common. Let's actually open the dynasty tree and have a look. So we do have robust there, genius, kind of normal. Yeah, I think genius, I do tend to try and go for that one as my first main trait, as it were. So let's have a look down here. Nothing. Not much of anything. Yeah, so we won't go for genius. I think we will go for robust. Yes, I think we will go for robust. Because obviously comely gives a bit of diplomacy and a bit of fertility. Quick gives you +1 for all traits. But or hail as the level 1 does give you a boost to health, a boost to prowess. So obviously the healthier we are, the more that can filter through. And then after that, well, I have no idea what we're going to go for next, because I don't think I've ever gotten this far to level 4. Hold mystical communion, no, not at the moment. I'm going to say you did say there was one thing. So a betrothal, ooh, granddaughter. This is... okay, yep, we will accept that. And then we will ask for your ransom. And then we should be able to do that. So I am slightly disappointed that, okay, you need a husband. Okay, make that a matrilineal. But I'm slightly disappointed that this is our second daughter, 49. Okay, so this is our youngest daughter, and then she had 2 daughters, both of whom were geniuses. One married to someone who has the handsome trait, and one who will be married to someone who has the robust trait. So slightly disappointing in that, but honestly I just could not pass up the opportunity to get the Garnon thrown back in our hands. Okay, so just accepting the marriages. All there. Okay, you finished increased control. So let's send you over to the other one that is having a bit of trouble. And now your military strength is vastly inferior. So we could go for a title, or we could go for you, but you would unfortunately probably technically not gain independence, because we will still be under the control of Ghana. So, and we said we wanted some pikemen. So let's create that as our last men-at-arms regiment. Someone's plotting to kill my nephew. Yes, everyone seems to be doing that. Your grandson. Okay. I wonder, does that mean you're doing it because you are... he is higher up in the line of succession than you? Or not? So you are a genius, but you're 21 years old. Let's just see if we can find anyone who is of an appropriate age, who looks pretty decent. I've got a 17-year-old, 21-year-old. Yeah, let's just do that. Some random person. And just see what happens there. Your child of a concubine doesn't really matter to me. New diplomacy perk, so let's go for flatterer. Friend scheme. Additional taxes, that's nice. We can add to our men-at-arms regiment. You go away for a moment so we can increase that to 2. Okay, so with my daughter, the one I just got married to, yeah, someone else has just had 2 children, so a boy and a girl from the looks of it, so quick and nothing. Okay, I honestly wasn't expecting her to actually have another child or 2, but unlike Crusader Kings 2, it does seem that people can actually have children until the age of 45. So I think honestly with this one I'll just say I've got more important men to impress, because honestly I do. I'm surprised that you are still alive. Like, disfigured, one-legged and severely injured, an infected wound with a severe health penalty. So if you die, who would be next in succession? So this person who is not of my dynasty. But guess what? When I say not part of my dynasty, I mean like not part of, like, it doesn't actually say that he is like my grandson, blah blah blah, whatever. But because he is still technically part of the dynasty, he could be disinherited. This was my sister-in-law. And yeah, just general traits. Yeah, we can see here, like, my grandson, my granddaughter, grandson, grandson. You just had a matrilineal marriage to a randomly different dynasty. Go back up. You didn't have anyone of great interest. And you were the one who had a genius daughter, so we'll just see how that all shakes out. Oh, didn't see that there. Sign an alliance, yeah, sure, why not? You're probably only a tiny count level person anyway. And we can increase our... Yep, increase size to 3, and then when we get a bit more money in... Once again, that will cost us 90 gold, so we will go for level 3 armoured footman as well. Okay, who are you? What do you want? Oh no, nope, nope. Okay, nope. We are not letting that happen. Offer to join war. Yes. Yes, we are. So we want to raise all of our armies. And then come down here. So obviously we want to try and attach to... Do we jump in? I think we're going to have to, aren't we? Nope, that wasn't a good one. Yep, know myself. Know thyself, close to the end. So we are a year out. Yep. Well, honestly, I needed to do something. So you, Holy War for the Duchy of Mema. Not that many troops, unfortunately. I don't know, like... This is why I'm not a fan of the AI, because honestly they just... AI as alliances are just terrible because they just seem to roam around everywhere. Alliances as your liege is even worse. Ooh, though this is interesting. So you had the genius trait and you were married to someone, yeah, who had the robust trait. So we have someone who is both a genius and robust. So let's load this up and see, can we get you married to anyone of importance? No. Again, a disappointment. But we will keep an eye on you. I get the feeling. Her great talk was What a great servant Nana is. Now he's sent my leisure centre to my court. Friendship between him and me. So... Hey, you're good at stewardship. You are malnourished. Okay, you know what? Yeah, join my court. Sure, you're welcome. And yeah, we'll start exchanging letters. Oh! Okay. So you have inherited after your father died. So what did you die of from your wounds? Oh, okay, so you died 18th of September. And you died... Okay, so... This is our new liege. Let me just have a look. Nope, so it will go down to... Yep, just her, unfortunately. And then you... And then, yeah, so this is going to be fairly troublesome. Yeah, I will have to disinherit a load of people, and unfortunately we did spend a lot of money, or a lot of renown, getting that last little perk, so this has unfortunately not gone how I wanted it to. So, gossip. Reasons and application, no, we don't want to do that. I think we'll... Honestly, we can't afford to send a gift, so we'll just go for gossip. Oh, and we came up here for the war. Pleased to see how invested you are. So we could just continue exchanging letters. Arrange a trade deal, which would give us plus 5% holding taxes. Yeah, just continue on that. And okay, someone else jumped into the war there, so we've unfortunately lost that. Yeah, this isn't going too well. Okay, Chancellor. We have a level 15 person up there. Available perks. So let's go with thoughtful. Change our diplomacy tree. We are doing absolutely horrible here. You do have some traits. And let's sort by age. Oh, matrilineal and age. So you had the genius trait. Do we have anything good that we can add in, potentially? You do have Herculean, and I know you're 56 years old. But we will try and find that. And... Okay, you were married before. That's good to see. You're not just suddenly randomly pregnant out of wedlock. And for you, we got someone down here who's got the comely trait. So, yep, matrilineal. So who was your previous spouse that I did try? Okay, so someone who was pretty. And, yeah, okay, so, yeah, they both lost their previous spouses in battle. Yes, I know we've got a few levels of champions. Okay, so we're unfortunately going to be losing all of this. We have died. There we go. So we're continuing as our daughter, who used to be married to the King of Ghana, no more, as he did die. So what we want is someone... Let me see, probably want a good martial person. We are not going to be having any kind of children, so we don't really matter on that. I think this person here is probably going to be the best. At least best of a small option. You apparently have been completely overwhelmed by stress. We have empty council positions. You are terrible at everything, but you will make an okay steward. Chancellor, you are the best of a bad bunch. And how much territory do we own? We just own one tiny little bit. So unfortunately we are right back down to being a one county ruler. So you are our daughter. Oh no, our grandson here is the heir. Honestly, you are terrible. And we are no longer the dynasty head either. So we have no option to disinherit. So this is going to be interesting. While I think about this, I'm going to have a bit of a quick break. Have a think and figure out how we are going to do this. Because we unfortunately do not have that many options. So you did not have a child. You did have 2 children, but they are both honestly terrible. Yeah, so this person from you who was okay, so his son. Okay, yep, okay, I've figured out who it is. So really we want, so really what we want okay, really what we want is to disinherit this child, but we can't do that unless we are the dynasty heir, which we are not, unless nope, we are not the dynastic heir, so, or dynastic head rather. So who is hey, our sister, for some reason we cannot declare war. Oh, our armies are raised, but we do not have a casus belli either. Okay, so like I said, we're going to be taking a bit of a break while I figure all of this mess out, because it has not gone how I thought it was going to. So we will take a bit of a break for 15 minutes. I'll put the timer on, and yeah, we will come back and try and figure out how to go from there. Okay, we are back, and I have had a bit of thoughts about things. So I've not progressed the game time in any manner, but I have had a click around at a few things and had a look. So we are currently on partition for inheritance. We do not have the option to go for high partition yet, because we would need heraldry, which is in the high medieval era. However, look at that. We have now discovered at least 50% of the innovations. Look how close we are to discovering bailiffs. So there is a chance that we will flip over to the high medieval era and maybe get started on heraldry. And if that happens, then we can potentially go over to high partition. We will obviously need vassals to approve this, but it means that the lion's share of titles will always go to our player heir. They will always get at least the primary title, the realm capital, and any de jure titles associated with it. The player heir will always inherit at least half of the late ruler's titles. So we can have a look at that. Let me just move that out of the way. Step 2. Military. We still have all of our men-at-arms regiments. So we have the Sahel Horsemen, size 3 out of 8, about 50% fooled. We have the Pikemen, size 3 out of 8, about halfway fooled. And our Armoured Footmen, 110 out of 20. Plus we've still got our 3 Onagers. We do actually have the Mangonels, which I believe is an appropriate pronunciation. So we could destroy these and raise up the next level on that. And then obviously when we get to the high medieval era, we potentially have trebuchets. So we could do all of that. I have turned off the monthly reinforcement to try and get our money back. And also what I looked at was fabricate claim on county. Now, let's have a look. So, what we have here, this is our current one. We can potentially get a claim on these, one of these in 14 months. These will take like 2 years. But these ones in pink, we have a claim, we have a claim, we have a claim, we have a claim, and we have a claim. So, let me just see if I can break this down to where we are. So that is held by us. Okay, no, apparently I can't do that right yet, so let's just have a look at this. So my niece has given birth to 2 children, so these are our cousins. So a genius with the comely trait, and intelligent with the pretty trait. Unfortunately not quite what I was wanting. So your previous spouse, which was the one that you had the children with, handsome and comely. So yep, these are of your previous spouse. So let me just have a quick look, see if we can find anyone for you. So we do have our courtier here, who is part of our dynasty, but seems to just be so far behind. Oh no, okay, so they do share one set of grandparents there, which is slightly aggravating. I think that is, yep, that is the one we have pinned. So we will just go ahead and pin this one as well, in case in the future we have anything that we can do. Oh, okay, we are now the dynasty head again. Okay, good. That was step 1 of what I wanted. Become the dynasty head again. So we are being offered the position of Chancellor, so yes, we will take that. And now what we will do is do some inheritance. Wiggle wiggle. So, our son does have a claim on the Kingdom of Ghana. He has 1 child, a daughter, who is a genius. He has a wife who is 48, so she is not going to be producing any more children. So we want Prince Calaby to be our heir, because not only is he a genius, not only does he have a genius daughter, but he has a claim to the kingdom. And what do we want to do? Well, we ourselves have claims to these 5 counties. So we have 3 unpressed and 2 pressed. So pressed claims are legally strong and inherited as unpressed claims by the children of the claimant. So theoretically, these last 2 which are pressed, I believe these are the ones that we owned as our previous character, so we can leave those, and then our heir will gain them as unpressed claims, which we have here. They are legally tenuous and not inherited by the children of the claimant. However, they become pressed if they are used in casus belli to declare war, even if the war ends in a white peace. So we could go to war against some of these people. If we win, we get the territory, naturally. If we declare a white peace, then status quo, nothing changes, but our weak or unpressed claim turns into a pressed claim, which can then be inherited. Everyone got all of that? Okay, so step 1. You disinherit. So we need 300 prestige, we've got 10 times that, and 150 renown, which we just about have. So disinherit you, and that means indeed, yep, our son here is our next heir. And that would also mean that you potentially become the next one. Let me just have a look at that. Oh no, that was the wrong heir territory. Okay, so you are 4th in line. So we would need to obviously disinherit you. And no, actually you would be 5th in line. Let's just let this progress one day just to see if that changes anything, which it should. Because even though we are at male preference, it should still go down the dynastic line. Maybe it hasn't. So we may need to save up a bit of money for that. But anyway, so we need to do our focus, and we had a military education, so that gives us a good benefit to this. So do we want strategy focus, authority focus, or chivalry? So this would give us a +5 advantage for our commanders, and I think yes, we will go for the chivalry focus. So we will get a new perk in 2 years' time, because we get +40 a month, a base of 25, +30% from genius, and +30 from being a skilled tactician. So while we may not be able to go out into war on the battlefield, what we do have are some pretty good stats and traits to get us perks easier. So what do we have? So serve the crown, natural dread +15, and control growth +0.3 a month. So control territory defender advantage +5. Strict organisation, increased control in county progress gain +20. Enduring hardships, fort level +1, and enemy occupations do not lower control. Hard rule, dread gain +20%. Siege progress against revolts +50%, and faction military power threshold for vassals +20. Prepared conscription, army gold maintenance -15%, and friendly territory levy reinforcement rate +100%. Soldiers of lesser fortune, mercenary cost -30%, enables absolute control for counties, and overseer gives us +2 martial, +2 stewardship, and +50% control growth. And under gallant, we have stalwart leader, which has given us +4 prowess and reduces the risk of commanding armies. So if we were to be front and center, we would reduce probably the death and wounded options. May challenge rivals to single combat, inflicting stress if you win. Chivalric dominance, knight effectiveness plus 75%, and never back down, friendly fatal casualties minus 20%, and advantage plus 5. So the next one down on that is King's Guard, which will give us plus 4 knights. And then on the other side we have Courtship, which is all about romance, promising prospects, marriage acceptance up, loyalty and respect, spouse opinion up, and skills from spouse counselor tasks plus 25%. Peacemaker plus peace acceptance plus 10%, and then Gallant would give us plus 2 martial, plus 4 prowess, plus 20% prestige, and plus 20 attraction opinion. So we've chosen our focus, and admittedly what I want to do right at the beginning here is have a look at our options. Okay, so it is these 2 down here and these 3 up here. So let us have a look in here and see what we have. So you have 794 altogether from the looks of it. You have not very much. So we could go for you once we put down our levies. You have inferior troops. I did not want to click on the siege, I wanted to click on the county. You are independent. So someone is at war for you, and that does not look like any one for us. So you are also independent, however you do have a superior military to us. So unfortunately I think these are going to be out of our hands. Let's just double check that. Okay, that one and that one are out of our hands. This one we could go for. This is our sister. So, inheritance difficulties. So, like we were saying for Senjata Gaming earlier, this is one way to deal with inheritance issues. Just basically go and beat up your family members who happen to inherit some of the territory. So we are here. This is our main one. So if we go up here, we could gain that bit of territory. And then if we come back down here, we could gain that. And yes, let's set our ruler to take this area as well. So your military strength is similar. Let me just double check. So we do have level 3 High Crown Authority, and we could potentially go up to level 4. So direct vassal opinion minus 30, vassal levy contribution plus 35%, feudal vassal tax contribution plus 35%. There's rulers can designate their heir, but I don't think we can do that if you don't have an option. So yes, let's do it. It's only costing us 99 prestige. And designated heir. Okay, yes, we can designate an heir, although for 1000 prestige. But we will just keep that up there. I want to disband my army. We cannot do that, unfortunately, so we're going to have to wait this out. Yes, I think our option is obviously when our son inherits, we are going to have to basically try and force a war against Ghana for our claim on the throne, which is probably not going to be too difficult if they keep on getting attacked in wars and the territory keeps on getting reduced more and more. So let me just go fast forward on that for a bit, and I'm going to mute myself just as I have a quick snack, as I was too busy thinking about how on earth I was going to salvage all of this during my break. okay, this was one thing I almost forgot about. So Kingdom of Ghana, we can press a claim against our, or for our, like, due to my current lowly status, I cannot aid you. But know this, when you are victorious, I will see you rewarded handsomely. So we've got 34% military power. So we are basically just going to have to wait this out. Where on earth did our... Okay, so we can disband. And that will hopefully give us a bit more money back each month. Okay, who died? Our spy master. So what do we have? Let's put our daughter in there. The acquaintance has been taken prisoner. So yes, we have started this against our liege, so we currently only have 36%. We do not have anyone that we can ask to join, and goodness sake. Oh, okay, well, that didn't work well. So what are we going to do now? What are we going to do now? Okay, right, well, let me just have a think, because I want to see if we can actually get any other interesting things. Let me actually bring back, I was looking at something, so interesting starts for Crusader Kings 3. So okay, let's have a look. Crusader Kings 3, interesting start. Because this is admittedly where I chose my the current Ghanaian one. So we don't want anything that is hard. So we could go for 867. King Rostislav of Great Moravia. The kingdom is not in immediate danger of shattering under Confederate partition. Like easy expansion through the west and powerful rivals to defend against in the west. We don't want the hard ones. We don't really want the easy ones either. Well, I say that. This one, the King of Ghana, was a hard one. And I don't want the easy one. Okay, there's another one here. They're starting guides. Anyone in Ireland? No, that's not going to be too interesting for me. I've done that over and over and over and over again in Crusader Kings 2. So, yes, I think... Yes, okay, so we'll go for this one. So, I need to change the title of the stream because it is no longer accurate. So let me just bring that up. Let's go and edit this. So, stream manager, and go through and, yeah, edit the information. Okay, so we look to where are we going? So there we go. We look to Great Moravia. So there we go. Okay. So title change, and hopefully that will trickle through somewhere. Oh goodness, I cannot believe that. Yeah. So as soon as I saw that the war had been lost, I kind of hoped that maybe we would have been able to change things up, but unfortunately not. Okay, well, let us just go through and we can have a look at what we are going to do from here. So 867, let's get to it. So exit to the menu, exit to main menu, and new game. So we want 867. And where were you? Here we go, Great Moravia. So we are starting as King Rostislav of Great Moravia. So this is a kingdom title. Our character is just, temperate and generous. They're all very good traits. We are Catholic, which means that we are obviously going to be in a steady area and not going to be like having holy wars come in from the west. Our son and heir is 27 years old. He is unfortunately sadistic. He is just as well and forgiving. And his son is 8 years old, has no special traits. So, yes, let's head in for our new start. Our game rules, we will obviously just keep it all general as before. We, like I said, are not going to be putting on Iron Man mode, just in case something absolutely majorly bad happens and we need to avert. So, let's start. And let's see immediately what we have. So we received a learning education focus, so we have 2 stars in learning, and we are already a scholar, so we've had that. Our player heir is our nephew, so from our half brother here we have our nephew player heir and chancellor, and our nephew and steward who has a level 2 financial stewardship education, so that makes him pretty decent. He is unmarried, so could we maybe... Oh, that is the wrong person. Okay, so we do have a courtier who is quick or intelligent. There's a winter soldier and a 2-star tough soldier, so we could get him married and try and trickle down that trait, which I think we will indeed do. So we cannot get you married. You are married to someone who is daughter of King Boris of Bulgaria. Okay, so we are allied with Bulgaria from the looks of it. That is nice. So they will have quite a few troops to help us out. And let me just have a look at the inheritance for Bulgaria. So that is male preference Confederate partition. So you are 4th in line in succession on that. So that does give us an interesting option. It does give us an interesting option and opportunity if we were to say maybe want to take over, but for the moment we have 7 titles. So we have the Kingdom of Great Moravia, which in itself is actually just this tiny little thing. We have a chunk of the Kingdom of Pannonia, and we have a few territories in the Kingdom, or de jure I should say, Kingdom of Poland. Duchies, so Ungvar, we could go immediately to war against you. You don't have any allies and your military strength is inferior. Apparently we do not have a casus belli against them. Let me see. So that has been created. We have no claim on the title, unfortunately. Kingdom of Pannonia and Empire. Oh yes, Empire of Carpathia. So we are part of that as well. Or we could go for the Southern Baltic Empire if we so wanted to. Going down to Carpathia would put us against the Byzantine Empire. And let me just have a look at what the rest of the world looks like. Pretty standard, as I expect. So anyway, we are in Great Moravia, like I said. So we have a load of counties, but no actual duchies. So that is probably interesting because we have succession, confederate partition, yes. So what do we need for this? So we would need the hereditary rule innovation. Let me just go down and have a look at that. So yes, we are the culture head. And we could get a table of princes can enact the house seniority law. Okay, so this might be why one of the options were on, or one of this starting ruler was one of the options. And so that is a specific regional heavy infantry version. So forest hills and mountains of our homeland demand a different approach to warfare. So you are bonus in hills, increased damage in toughness, increased damage in mountains, increased damage in forest, but reduced damage and pursuit in wetlands. So in hills you would be very, very, very good. Let me just have a look at the terrain around here. So we have red, or this dark red is hills, light red is farmlands, green is forest. So all of these dark red areas could be very, very advantageous for us in terms of defending. And where do we have mountains? Are like these slate grey. And in standard plains, which I don't think confer any kind of bonus or negative. So wetlands up here, but you know, if we're getting that far, and also over here, if we're getting that far, we're probably going to have more troops than just the special regiments for us. So we can create 5. So we have heavy infantry, pikemen, and light horsemen. What else can we create? Nothing much at the moment. We don't have the technology for that. So our current exposure is Ledger, which gives us +1 to our domain limit. We are at 6 out of 6. And Table of Princes, like I said, can enact house seniority. So the oldest member will inherit all of your titles. And if we come back down here, that wasn't what I was wanting. It was one of these options. I'm pretty sure there was an option to enact a special succession, but we will have a look at that in a bit. For the moment, we do need a spouse. We are 52 years old ourselves. So let's go for age and go from the top. Anyone good? Who is not going to completely screw with our inheritance? What stat are we sorely lacking in? Both military and intrigue. Unfortunately, the best one here looks to be quite young. 16 in military and 14 in intrigue. Yes, I think we will have to go for that. And learning focus. Let's have a look. So we are only 1 point away from getting restraint. So we can get married and then immediately just embrace celibacy. So we could get +1 piety. How are we on that? Plus 3.7 a month. Not bad, not bad. We wouldn't need that to increase to get a new religion set up, so long as we're not wanting to make any kind of schism. So let's go for scholarship focus. Yep, so how long will that take us? 3 years. And what do we want to do from the start? So we have a bunch of different claims. So we could get the duchy, which is owned by our nephew already. Random county, which is also in our territory. Yeah, one of these things that I'm not overly keen on is that the hover over does seem to be sometimes that it just is a lighter version. So we could go for this Bohemia, and their military strength is inferior to ours. So we could declare war. So we could either go for a standard claim, we could go for this character's claim. You would become, or no, the ruler of Bohemia would become our nephew's vassal. So that would immediately bring it all into our territory. Okay, let's pause that for a moment because we do have an option for our dynasty tree. So this will cost us 250 out of the 468 renown we have. So yes, noble things. Because as well, our nephew does not have a good trait himself. Neither does any of their children, but we could get started on that pretty quickly anyway. So I think what we are going to do first is set up a couple of rally points. So let's do one there, and let's do one up here. We have a good rally point here because obviously we can't increase the size of that. We can increase the size of that. That would be 85 and 75. We do not have access to any kind of siege equipment. So what we can do, let's go over to Bohemia. What kingdom are you part of? Okay, the Southern Baltic Empire, so we may be going to form that. So let's go here, declare war. Our Duke's claims will cost us 500 prestige. And there we go, war were declared. And we're getting all of our territory claiming up. That is a random marriage proposal. So let's go across here. There shouldn't be any kind of difficulties. So you are a goodness, what's the word? I had it for a moment. Pagan religion. So, okay, we've got married, so we can either gain 75 gold or we could gain 350 prestige. I think I will gain 350 prestige. Just, you know, because. So, you're not at war against anyone else, so as soon as we cross into your territory, we should get line of sight. Yep, there we go. Of some of your army. So you are not quite 50% of the strength of us, just in terms of sheer numbers. But you are going to be circling around. But we will have to see what happens on this. And obviously, seeing as this is a dukedom that our nephew owns, that means that obviously the ruler of Prague here is going to be his vassal, so we won't have to bother with him for at least one generation anyway. Okay, so this is obviously going to be a fair bit boring because we are just starting out. We don't have too much development that has been done. So we can grant a title, we can transfer a vassal, yes, which I think we will do. We can usurp a title, and heir is first in line to... Yeah, okay, you know what, that's fine. I think we already knew that. So we can usurp the high chiefdom of something. If we had... Ah, there we go. If we had 250 gold, we could usurp that, which is the duchy that I was looking at. We can declare wars. Apparently one of our councillors has died, our spy master. Do we have anyone who's good? Not at all. So, the least worst vassal who wants to be on the council gets to be on the council. Okay, they've stopped their siege, which is a bit odd because they were about halfway through and now they've just completely given that up while we are still sieging it down. So yeah, let's gain the trait herbalist, that's always nice. Secrets, so we could delve deeper into the hidden knowledge, but you know what, I've done that almost every single time. So let's go for diligent student, which gives us +1 learning for a few years. And let's see if we can come back over here and intercept that army. We should have no trouble fighting them whatsoever. Wherever they are going to be going. Up there, it looks like. Nope, they keep on chopping and changing, so we are going to have to have a look at them. Or we could honestly just stay in the mountains for a bit. Because obviously we want to try and cut through. Yes, let's go down here and see where they go from there. Could we potentially get into those areas before they do? Nope, they are... So we are fortunately going to have to be chasing them down at least a little bit. Okay, yeah, you know what, I'm just going to go back in and start sieging everything down. There we go, like that. Then they're going to start sweeping around. Unfortunately, a bad event. So, Visions of the Divine. What is this? So, join me in the circle of bar swords and candles. Incense cloying the air, ward off the bad vapours, makes our ears tear up in little time. This is how through the corner of our eyes we will spot the inscrutable form of angels. Like, Archbishop takes pause. This feels wrong. These are divine beings not meant for mortal eyes to see. Like I say, my intentions are pure, so 93% chance. Convince him to assist me. 50 lifestyle experience. And stops endorsing you. You know what? I'll just go for the learning challenge, and yep, he was persuaded by my plea, so we've done that. And one of our territories is under siege, which probably isn't too much of a hassle. Okay, and a new translation. Let's have a look at that in a moment. Okay, and where we were. So what would I even translate? So we have a mathematical treatise, which would give us +1 learning and maybe a lifestyle learning perk. Aristotle's, which gives us the same, or this sounds too hard and we lose 10 stress. Yeah, let's go for the elements one. I think this does have a difference depending on which one you choose, as it is like specifically... okay, specific phrase has been frustrating, so we can help 50-50, or improve slightly, or improve significantly. Yeah, let's go for that one. 50-50 shot, the other one was improved slightly anyway. Okay, we've got that down, and let's go around here. So chances are even. So what if we say change that to up? What? Stop running away. Okay, there we go, new translation. So translation will improve slightly, will be concluded faster, or improve significantly if we go and get some sleep. Translation quality will remain unchanged. So we'll go for the one which allows us to get the best potential quality. And once again, we are trying to chase down the troops, but for now, we will just siege this out. Because they are honestly not focused at all to siege down specific areas. They are just kind of wandering around, trying to siege down things. We're chasing after them. They're breaking the siege and then going back to just wherever. Oh, like here. So they are actually going down to attempt to counter siege. So looking back at the notes for my translation, do I force myself through it? Quality will improve significantly. Scribes can take on responsibility, lose 2 gold and improve slightly. Yeah, we'll force ourselves through it. Because this is pretty much the first main one where that really happens. Okay, Neighbours' War has been resolved. We're getting someone counter-sieging our areas. But we are getting pretty close, so a month left on that one and 3 months left on the counter-siege. That's good. As soon as this is done, we will then... Yep, there we go. And we can come over here. And hopefully... Oh, apparently our supply has been running low. I haven't noticed that. So that is a negative to us. There we go, an excellent translation. This effort has taught me much. Accomplished translator for 10 years, so piety, prestige and clergy opinion. 1 learning lifestyle perk, and we lose translating work, because obviously we have finished doing that. And that's given us 2 perks. So let's go straight for restraint and know thyself. And you are not pregnant yet. So let us just embrace celibacy. We cannot change that for 12 months, and hopefully we've caught it early enough that our wife is not pregnant and won't mess with the succession in any manner. So we caught this army and... oh goodness no. So our court councillor was slain, but apparently he was doing so badly that our army actually started to do better after he died. Okay, yeah, yes, so Marshal Hugh, who you are absolutely terrible, and what can we potentially get you doing? So you're doing assist ruler at the moment, so +1 diplomacy, +3 marshal, +1 stewardship, +2 learning, and +1 in... +2 intrigue and +1 learning. So let's change you over to chivalry. Yes. So that still means our learning is absolutely... not learning, our intrigue is absolutely atrocious. Yeah. Let's put you in there. Thing is, you want so badly to be on the council, you can also be one of our champions, and once we've besieged this area we'll probably want to come back over here. Okay, so you are just hostile. We've got peasant rabble, which should be fine to deal with. Okay, so change of plans, we'll come back down here, fight them, and then go back up to siege the capital, and that should be enough war score for us to Let me just keep an eye on this. Oh, okay. We defeated their commander. So let's go back up here. Siege down the capital. We are at 96%. So simply just by holding all of this territory, that should slowly tick up anyway. So Siege of Prague, 19 months left. Once again, their army is being pretty worn down. Oh, and okay, someone's come in to attack them anyway. So that means even less siege progress for them. Down to 367 people. So unfortunately, whoever they are also counter-sieging. So attacking this person for a conquest war. Ah, there we go. So this started, okay, just a few months prior. So we will, unfortunately, probably inherit that war. Let me see here. What does that say? Fort level is too high. So let's actually break that siege and come down through here. Make up your mind. Okay, no, you don't want to go through them. Okay, so yes, I think we'll probably try and take on this army here and get rid of them as much as we can, because they are going to be a pain in terms of actually, you know what, we'll besiege this one. 4 months left, and then we'll just let them come to us. Apparently they do have enough people to counter siege us down at the bottom, but that shouldn't be anywhere near an issue, seeing as we have way more siege progress. There we go, that's done. We're back up to 96%. Hopefully one more war will do it, and also we should be pretty decently winning. Okay, our Chancellor has infuriated someone. Nothing much to note there. And yep, that is 97%. Alright, let's go down to this territory and siege that. Here, someone's coming back in and raiding once again. Okay, has this got a high siege level? It's not showing as such. A virtuous Prince Bishop celebrated. Okay, you do have just about... Okay, there's barely any, 128 people there. But, once again, maybe, so 4 months, 3 months is going to be tight. It is going to be tight on who wins this siege. Okay, I think we're going to... Yep, they're going to finish sieging first. But then we're going to finish sieging that area. That gives us 97%. And then once again come back down here, fight them. I was going to say, are they walking deliberately into the forest to fight us? That's not going to be good at all. Are we gonna... Yep, okay, we've got them. There we go. Still only 97%, so yes. Okay, let's go and siege the main capital. So we've got a maximum amount of battles, and we still need a tiny bit more. Okay, you randomly died in the dungeons. Well, you were sickly anyway, so it doesn't matter. Prisoners. Okay, we do have a random mayor who would go for 30 gold. And our court, we don't have a court position, so actually let's just start getting that done for now. Enemy ally has joined the war, apparently very late in the game. So what do we have here? 15 with a 2-star position. 11, okay. 15 with a 2-star physician. You know what? These two are actually almost identical in terms of physician stats, but I think we will go for this one instead of... yeah, because if I introduce you, then I can potentially get you married to someone who has a genetic trait, a good one of some kind. Matrilineal probably doesn't matter because these are probably all going to be low-born. So we do have a robust person there, and then we've got 2 intelligent ones. Yes, let's do that, and we'll pin you just so that when we get a bit more territory you can potentially give you some of it. Oh, apparently, okay, I completely missed that. So we're going to lose that battle. Oh, okay. Our son and heir, our nephew rather, has been murdered. Ooh. So that means our player heir is now you. The Duchy of Bohemia is an unpressed claim. Ooh, drama, drama, drama. So who on earth would have wanted to kill my nephew? Well, there's definitely some options. You don't have any children. So you are pregnant, but is that your old spouse or your new spouse? Because honestly, when you die, or rather when King Boris dies, you would get an unpressed claim on the Kingdom of Bulgaria, I believe. But anyway, that gives us a bit of an opportunity to have a look at who needs to go where. So our marshal here has a 9 in stewardship, and you have an 8 in chancellorship. Ugh. Okay, so you get reassigned there, you get reassigned there. I have some slightly better marshals, and I have a very, very good person, a guest as a spy master. So let's assign you that position, because I have no idea if this is still the same as Crusader Kings 3, but I do know that you want a very good spy master who is very, very loyal to you. So I think that defeating Bulgaria, not Bulgaria, Bohemia gives us an opportunity to naturally come back, disband our armies, have a look at getting some more men-at-arms. So what do we want? I think, yes, if we increase this, we can increase that once and get a bit more money. Go over to the learning things, and let's unlock that and continue going down so we can get a hold of body. And then how is the rest of the world doing? So we didn't lose any territory on that, thankfully. So yes, indeed. Yeah, I don't quite know who would have wanted my nephew dead. So anyway, we have 3 children. This one is obviously our main son and heir. Not son and heir, great nephew and heir, who is somewhat decent. So we could offer guardianship to him. You would accept, just so we can get you educated by ourselves. We are half decent in terms of stewardship and arranged marriage. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like there's anyone available, so we'll have to wait for him to potentially come of age. We have peasant rabble, though they only have 54% of my military strength. Okay, let's see. Okay, he would not accept at all. Wants more gold. Okay. So even if we had 100, would they still reject it? I don't know. Either way, he's one-eyed and severely injured. So his health is fine. A successful wound treatment and is also stubborn. And there we go, my great-nephew has become my friend, which I always find nice to see. So we do, yep, dangerous faction, I'm aware of that. Few knights, yes, yes, yes. We can ransom you for 30 gold, which we will do so. And yes, I know all that. We can ask our head of faith for gold, but no, we do not need that. We should be fine without it. So let's see, so you are feeling fine. Just won a war against tyranny. And we gained a level of devotion. You are still third in line. Oh, no, okay, you just jumped up. Because the person that I was just going to look at died. So look at this. Our great nephew and heir is fourth in line for the Kingdom of Bulgaria. Hungary. No, Bulgaria. Yes. Okay, yeah, yes, Bulgaria. I was just... Ugh. Why is it... Okay, why did... How did you just appear? Title history. Okay, yes, okay. Okay, so I can apparently completely missed that. Never mind. Okay, anyway. Doesn't matter. Never mind. Carry on. Okay, we can remove that. Acquaintance taken prisoner. Looks like they've been released anyway. A marital recriminations. Someone who has gravely insulted me. Well, I have no idea who you are. You're not important. You have some good military traits, but that is about it. So, yeah, she'll be gone by tomorrow. No reason for her to really remain. So we've got another dangerous faction. Polish, Slovianskan populists. And there we go, the peasant rebel. So they are at 49% of our military power. So let's just rally the troops. And, oh, look at that. They think they are going to be so strong. So let us break that in half. And then we can send one knot down here. And, oh, no, we don't want to be commanding ourselves. So we'll do that. So you are reckless. And then we can send you up here to defeat them. And this battle might be a bit close because they do have reinforcements coming in. Nope, that was way too late. And there we go, we can capture the leader. So that is an automatic 100%, and we can disband. So are you good? Yes, you do have the robust trait, which I am always interested in. So recruit. Yes, I think I honestly will recruit you, because you would be a half-decent champion. And then, not arranged marriage, find spouse. I always get those two confused when it's an adult. Sort by age. And of course we could always put you into a matrilineal marriage if there are anyone who... or any people who have a decent claim, so that is congenital. We have one here who has... We've got a fair few people wandering around. You've got the genius trait, but you are probably a bit too old. So we could reinforce the robust trait and maybe get it up to Herculean. There's you there, you're 30 years old. Yes, I think I may do that actually. So 30 years old. So send proposal. Once again, pin you. So, and it was you that I wanted to potentially give some territory to once we had some. To make sure that you do actually have a few children. So you've obviously accepted that with no problem. Battles, low control. Probably because where some of the areas were... no, that's the wrong one. Yes, if we come down here, so we'll just choose that one. And note culture, so we do have a couple of areas over here which are Croatian, and we want to change to ours. And then obviously claims, so we own these ones. We have a claim on the pink ones, and we could claim the green ones pretty quickly. And then the yellow greenish ones are a bit more tricky because they are not close by, and then obviously the grey ones are not within our diplomatic range, so we will ignore that. We could convert faith. Let's have a look at that. Do we have anyone who is not? Yeah, we do have a few over here which are of a pagan sect. Stone of Glass, so we could gain 300 learning. Okay, yes, let's just let our realm priest get a weak hook on ourselves because that will be fine. Let's get that one, and then next one will be healthy, so that will give us a medium boost. Fingers crossed, keeping us on the throne for a bit longer. And various neighbouring rulers are winning and losing all over the place. Yeah, quite a lot of change around here. Oh. Excuse me. Okay, so potentially when could we declare war against you? Did we ever have... Okay, no, apparently we cannot do that. We could do a holy war. So all titles are seized and any Catholic rulers are vassalized by me. So letter highlighting the Pope's like soaring ambition. Let's see, he's greedy, craven and temperate. So yeah, let's just do that. Get a bit more piety, because I don't think the other option would be well appreciated. Because for the main thing, he is not ambitious at all. So let me just have a look. So if we had a holy war, we could potentially bring all of these people in, which unfortunately would not be fantastic. Yeah, would definitely not be fantastic. So are they... is he just too far removed from me? Okay, so that child you were pregnant with there, it looks like that was of your late husband. And then we have this random child here who is in line for just a chiefdom. Oh, I say just a chiefdom. Oh, it is actually that one. Interesting. someone at court disrespecting her. I cannot fathom. Okay, no, she is staying there. She is staying. She is my spy master. She is quick, intelligent. So your ward has come at an end. 4 stars. Nice. Midas touch. That is indeed very, very good. So could I now... Oops, that is me. Can't quite see where everything is. Okay, yes, he needed to be an adult. That would be why. And we need 500 prestige to declare war for that. So once again, in the meantime, how much would this cost? So 75 and 85, so that would cost us 160. We are almost there. So let's increase the size of you for a bit. So light cavalry counters archers. You counter archers and spearmen. Okay, yeah, I think we've got some decent coverage, and then obviously we just need to wait for the siege ones to come across. How long will that take? 24 years, and that will take 43 years. Okay, so you often quote passage from the sculptures. So do we go moderation, compassion, or forgiveness? Let's go for moderation, and he is flattered. Okay, increased control has been done, so let's move our marshal over and just basically continue going through kind of our area, as it were. Keep that going. More men-at-arms. Let's increase that to size 3 and just keep getting more of those up. And once we hit 500 prestige, we can consider going back to war against Bohemia and getting our nephew, great-nephew, as the ruler of that. Got some positive impact there. One more learning trait. So once again, go for healthy. Someone's won the war, and I can't quite tell if Bohemia is getting smaller and smaller and smaller, or if it's just my imagination. Okay, heir in line to inherit titles. Oh, yes, I think that was pretty much expected. Okay, Hungarian looters. Few local fortresses of size. So curse them, pay Ware Guild for the lost, or yeah, I'll help them to rebuild. That puts us slightly in the negative, but as soon as I say that, we are back into the positive. We are being raided. Unfortunately, I can't do anything about that because they have almost 4,000 troops. So we've gained a level of prestige, so we are now noteworthy, which gives us a tiny bit of options. And did I actually take... Yes, I did take that. Okay. So we need about another 150, no, double, pretty much double what we have to get the next level. But I'm not too worried about that, as we don't actually have too many traits in the dynasty at the moment. Oh, we just gained an extra 50 gold out of, well, I would say out of nowhere, but it does say, yeah, okay, Bohemia is being absolutely trounced by Bavaria. Okay, no, we can't declare war because we do not have any arranged marriage. We have no one eligible. Yeah, basically I'm just going around to have a look to see if we've got any Casa Spellis against anyone else. We do have 500 or over 500 prestige. So let's declare war once again. Oh, so you could potentially gain it, but that would cause a tiny bit of border gore. Let's just go for, I mean, that's going to be border gore even more. But you know what, let's just go for it. And raise all of our troops there. There we go, 2,300. And if we come down through here, I think that is where you are trying to head. Yep, and straight into me. Okay, we lose a bit of stress because we talked to a friend. Okay, there we go. And unlike last time, I think we will honestly just go straight for the capital, siege that, and then start coming back around. Okay, and apparently that wasn't actually a enemy force that we needed to fight against. That was one of their... maybe? I'm not quite sure. Oh well. Okay, yeah, I'm not sure, but never mind. We'll just continue on. Okay, so we're being warned of various places being under siege, but nothing seems to be going on. They're just basically going back and forth and back and forth. So we're getting loads of notifications on it, but nothing is actually being done, so there's no major worry about that, aside from how annoying it is all being. Okay, someone caught them out of place. And administration, what was that? Okay, so that's just a county getting a bonus section. Okay, convert faith has been done. Let's do another one up here, because we will probably need some strong assistance when we actually take this territory, because it is probably going to be fair bit un-Catholic, or un-Christian rather. Okay, so that has already given us plus 50% anyway. If we come down here to hills, maybe we could potentially bait this army into attacking us. So we do have almost double them. I don't think that's going to happen. Let's see if we head in. We are not getting any kind of notification on how the battle's going to go, but that looks pretty good to me. Yep, that looks pretty good to me. So that has given us 66%. And come back into the territory. Start sieging other places down. Oh dear. Oh. Okay, so you have unfortunately become injured. That is not good. And okay, infected wound. Don't think it's been treated, but this will be frustrating if the war once again becomes null and void, because the person that we're pushing to go on the throne dies. In the meantime, another lifestyle perk. So we have that, and from here, let me just have a look. So what can we do for stewardship? Perhaps. Yeah, yes, let's go for the wealth focus and just have a look at that. So I gained attentive care, which is always nice to see. And there we go, down into here and just keep an eye on him, because yeah, that is not going that does not look like it's going well, unfortunately. So we've gained a level of fame. It's fine. Okay, 93%. And let's come up here and fight you. Yes, we will probably win. Let's just go head to head. There we go. And I probably need to turn off edge scrolling actually, because doing all this is just getting a little bit frustrating, and we have won. Okay, so enforce demands. So be it. So there we go. That is now part of our domain. Expand. And there we go. So we've taken a fair bit of territory. And let's just have a look. So you now own that bit and that bit, unfortunately. However... Okay, so you had a daughter, so that is all going to her for the time being. How is your health doing? Even with all of that, you are still feeling fine, apparently. So what is potentially the next area that we could go again? You look like you have a lot of allies, yes. So you are allied to Greater Poland up there. There's someone in our territory now. And okay, and another person in our territory, right. So like I said, we now need to probably have a look at all of this. Do conversions, controls, because oh my goodness, yes, this is going to take a bit of time. So put them all in the same area and just wait for them to move across, and then we can potentially just snipe at that and go piece by piece. So how is Bulgaria doing? You are still alive. You are still fourth in line. Let's see, you are a drunkard. How is that affecting your health? Not majorly. You are just generally fine. And you are generally fine. And geez, you're having a lot of kids with that person over there. Oh, okay, what happened here? Why did you just suddenly become unable to increase control? Is that because it honestly just flipped over? It looks like. So next area for you. Then spouse leaving an impression. So someone is coming. So cowed vessel, susceptible to dread. No, we'll just do a regular parade. He's not an important vassal, not important enough for anything really. Okay, you are still somehow hanging on, which is good, I will say. So your children are kind of completely average. Completely average, though you are generically ill. So ill with something, but we don't quite know what. You have been given an intrigue education, which is pretty much the perfect one for you. But no genetic traits. Okay, you've gotten rid of it. So you are scarred. That does give you a tiny amount of prestige and a tiny bit of attraction. So you are also a sinner, probably because you're sadistic. Yes. So you are gaining plus 1.2 a month, but that doesn't look like it's too great in terms of changing things over. So where could we go? Where could we go? Okay, we couldn't really do anything for you. And you are allied against them. So we could declare war against you, but that would be another holy war. So let's have a look. De jure. The Duchy of Bohemia. So we do own that. So unfortunately it looks like it would have to be our great nephew that actually pushes that through rather than us. Annoyingly. Okay, so yeah, we may have to kind of wait, see if the Kingdom of Bulgaria somehow falls into our lap. You want to be freed. I have no idea who you are and why you're in my prison, so yep. You are absolutely fine to go. Let me just have a look at all of this. Okay, heresy. Waldensians in Provence. Yeah, that's probably Provence, not like, yeah, that's not in France, that's not Provence. So he has announced that he and his vassals have converted to Waldensianism, having become disillusioned with the teachings of the Catholic priests, no longer consider the clergy to be righteous and true, believe their new faith properly aligns with the will of God, and they are distancing themselves from their former religious institutions. So what special things does this do compared to Christianity? So unfortunately I can't quite bring it up, but let me just have a look. Okay, so it is down here. So they consider generous to be a virtue versus us, which is honest. Sinful, yeah, greedy versus deceitful. Male dominated, pluralist and lay clergy versus righteous, theocratic and ecumenism. So other Christian faiths that have this are considered astray instead of hostile. Monogamous divorce must be approved. Legitimization. Avunculate marriage. So marriage between cousins, aunts slash nephews and uncles slash nieces is allowed. Yep, same there. Same sex relations. Shunned. Criminal. Control only men. Disallowed. Spiritual for life. So yeah, basically the only real difference is, so monasticism changes to vow of poverty, so reducing monthly tax but increasing monthly piety gain. Mendicant preachers, so county conversion speed plus 33. Yeah, there we go. So makes temperate a virtue and makes gluttonous a sin. And aniconism. So the worship of graven images has blinded far too many to the divine truth. Versus almond pilgrimages, communion, seek indulgences, and monasticism, which is generally generically becoming a monk. So what would happen if I chose this? So this appears in the Duchy of Provence. I convert to it. Close family may convert, and vassals may convert with you. Thing is, it doesn't really have anything interesting to it. So unfortunately, no. So what other faiths are there? So something else that could be interesting. So no, not adamantism. So we have access to crusades now. Carnal. Okay, that is interesting. I mean, honestly, the main things are going to be up here. So Gnosticism. They considered other Gnostic faiths to be righteous. Giving away titles relieves a proportional amount of stress. And unrelenting faith. Iconoclasm. Lollards. Catharism. Ooh, so that could be an interesting one. Adherents can decide to end their life when old, incapable, or near death. Doing so does not incur any of the normal penalties from suicide. That's interesting, and also equal in terms of gender. Yeah, okay, that's general. So fight against the infidels in Jerusalem. So do I declare my warriors? So we will join the crusade as soon as it starts when we gain 120 piety. So crusade for the kingdom of Jerusalem. We could finance it. So we would gain 34 piety but lose 69. Nice gold. And then perhaps I should consider joining, which doesn't give us anything. Let me just have a look at this, because this is the first crusade that I've actually played through in Crusader Kings 3. So if we pledge ourselves as an attacker, we can choose a beneficiary that may gain a title in the kingdom. We may gain a share of the war chest. We gain some gold from the war chest when the crusade starts, and wars against other participants will end when the crusade begins. So it launches in 17 months. So relative military strength. You know what? Let's pledge our forces. And you know what? Let's go all in. Let's donate gold as well. So yes. I say, has that actually kind of screwed me over a little bit? It's going back on my words, may draw the ire. So yes. We will pledge our support. And we will put money in the pot. No beneficiary. No available characters to select from. I didn't think so. I thought my great-nephew would be a bit distant. But anyway, so Crusade for Jerusalem. So how many troops? Okay, so you are actually fighting a fair few different wars. So the Pope was potentially quite smart with that. So unfortunately we have apparently got some other Islamic people, Islamic rulers. But yeah, I wouldn't necessarily want to put too many beneficiaries or someone as a beneficiary in for this anyway, because Crusade for Jerusalem, they never go well. In game or historically, let me just say, they never, ever, ever go well. Actually, speaking of Crusades, there is a section in one of the BBC horrible histories things that has done with I can't remember his name, but it's like the news at when section, and they actually detail the crusades. So it's like details the first crusade, does all of that, says it like is over, and then it's like, and then the Pope calls another crusade, and then the Pope calls another crusade, just like a record being stuck, and it's just going over and over and over again. Okay, so you've proven yourself highly capable. Projects that you want to do. Encouraged improvements. Yep, why not? You are a 4-star, or you have a 4-star education trait, so why not? You have also had a second child who is inheriting everything because he is your only son. Okay, this is interesting. So this would be you. That's interesting. So with this person, okay, so there's no children that will come of that anyway. So through your mother. Okay, so whatever it takes to make this well again, we will pay 20 gold and spend 75 prestige, but he will gain a bit of opinion towards us. Our nephew will plead for his forgiveness, so he will lose 20 opinion and spend 150 prestige, and we will lose 15 stress because we are just. Or we could just laugh it off, in which case we will gain 12 stress. Yeah, let's just say that he will plead for yeah, so there we go, insulted. Okay, and what do we want here? Meritocracy. Claim thrown against your liege. So we don't want that. And so this is mostly about, obviously, vassals and lieges. What was that? Divided attention. Golden obligations, demand payment for goods. And troops, golden aplomb. Yeah, we'll go down the architect route and just do that. Because that will hopefully just get us money generally. So we can create the Kingdom of Bohemia, though we do not have enough gold for it. We can imprison criminals. You are a fornicator, and you are also a fornicator. Don't care. In line. This is already in my realm, so it doesn't matter. Powerful vassals, declare wars. Oh yes, Kingdom of Bohemia, though it is absolutely tiny. Actually... Okay, that might be why we don't actually have the Kingdom of Bohemia. So no, we don't want that. We want to see the Duchy. Okay, the Kingdom and the Duchy are exactly the same. So it looks like, no, we shouldn't create that unless we are actually an or close to forming an empire. So we'll hold off on that. And it's like, Britannia in Crusader Kings 2, I think, was one of those as well, where both the Duchy title and the Kingdom title covered exactly the same area. So especially if a vassal had the Duchy title, there was no benefit to creating the Kingdom title because there was no more de jure land that you could get off it. And instead what would just happen is that if you were a king, then that territory could be lost anyway. So we want to raise all of our armies because we have pledged ourselves to the first Great Crusade. We want to send everyone together and just put them through. And okay, so we do have ourselves somewhere in this leading one of these groups. Yep, that is us there. So we want to merge that together. There we go, we want to take charge of it just so we can get the Crusader trait. And actually, you know what? I'm not going to bother with you, so let's go over here. And oh my goodness, look at all of that. So predicted arrival, 8 months. And we will obviously pay embarkment fees, because that is one big change from Crusader Kings 2. You no longer have to raise up boats. You just basically automatically create them out of thin air. And 34 troops are not going to do much of anything, so we will just disband them as we go and take on Islamic rulers and try and win a crusade, which is... you know what? You know what? We don't actually have too bad. Actually, we don't have too bad troops. Okay, paying for war. Wars are expensive and my treasury emptying. I need to think about how I will pay to keep up, so raise additional taxes. They're collecting more taxes, gain 12 stress because we're generous. Cut non-essential military expenditures, which is 50-50 on whether we'll get efficiently supplied armies or undersupplied, or things will work out in the end. Yeah, I'm just going to say things will work out in the end. That will give us a tiny, or lose us a tiny bit of stress, and then we will just be able to, yeah, I swear, the time is progressing, See, we can come along, we're going along here. Hopefully. Okay, no, we are not going to be one of the first people. So that is Benevento. Rome, so that is Italy. Okay, so... Favour Hook has expired. A stranger is brought before me. He's been waiting outside the castle gates for a week. So... Ayakov. I've seen many things. Family and I are weary of the road. So if you embrace God, so basically if you convert, you will be welcome here. We can gain the more the merrier. We will gain a strong hook on him. So let's just actually have a look. Your wife is average. Daughter, 4 stars. In diplomacy, not bad. Your 13-year-old is still growing, but she's got a couple of good traits. And your 5-year-old, yeah, you know what? Yep, embrace God and this will be your home. So anyway, as I was saying, we are not going to be the first people right on the boat. Okay, help them to be rebuilt. That is going to... So, our armies stand poised to take part in the Crusade for Jerusalem. St. George willing, we will soon rise victorious. May St. George lead us to victory. So we gain the trait Crusader, which is obviously not going to benefit us at all, because we are probably going to be absolutely just horribly slaughtered. Forceful knock on the door clears every bit of drowsiness. Okay, so our person we've just newly led ourselves into the court. Yeah, okay, I have a hook on our spy master who has a lover, which is not amazing. Okay, so you are chasing down 11,000 people. Yes, this is what I mean when I say it's going to be kind of massacred. Okay, so a war here, potential battle. We should win, assuming no one else comes along. Okay, a bunch of other people jumped in on that to help us, which is thankfully nice to see. Now we have the Crusader trait. Can we... Yep, get our son up. I keep on saying my son because that is what I am so used to. I'm so used to obviously having... Yep, there we go. So he's got Crusader trait as well. As does maybe... Not sure if these have as well. But we can obviously put them in as... commanders for a bit. There we go, so we can put you in. Yep, you've got the Crusader trait as well. And then a battle. Okay, Doesn't look like I can see him. Probably because he's not actually a knight, but never mind. So we don't want you. We want... No, we don't really want you either. The cautious leader. No, we don't really want you. We want you in it. And like, you're at an activity already. Okay, so we'll just basically put the best person there that is generically good. Which is basically you. Oh, and someone's bought some siege equipment. So that's nice to see. And we can see a few more Crusaders sailing in. Get out of the way. Get out the way of the huge army. We're gonna be caught. Good thing I moved basically like all of my family out. Yeah, I am not really a fan of Crusades in the game because I can't control it and I'm always a bit worried about how things are going to go from it. Although we did apparently enemy combatants. Okay, so we captured someone. But I don't think that's going to have much impact, if any, on the war score. Nope, it's all come from battles and occupations so far. So are we sieging that down? I think, yes we are. Okay, just someone again dying in our prisons, doesn't matter. I wish it would say your prisoner has died rather than your acquaintance. Was it really that much easier to go on a boat past those couple of areas? Was it really? And yes, I know I'm in debt. So we are all scarpering back once again. Yeah, this is what I don't like with the AI in the game, because we can see, like, the Islamic fighters, our opponents in this war, they have like 15,000 when they're all together, and then they are just running around scaring us off. And the AI on our side is doing exactly the same, even though we've probably got more troops. And it's like they come in just to basically scare us off and then retreat. So yeah, I just really don't know. Sometimes it seems like the AI wins just for like just by sheer luck on some occasions. Yeah, Siege of Jerusalem, okay, 18 months. But we are the only ones that are actually taking part on it. We got someone who's joined in the war. So who are you? Benevento, okay. Anyway, you can remove that. Anyone taking in the siege, that is important. Nope, it doesn't look like it. And let's actually have a look. So my contribution, we are first. And my war chest share is going to be 20%. So we can see there. Okay, yep, so the numbers in the brackets are what we are going to be getting from this war. So far, 710 piety, 2,720 prestige, and 256 gold. But it would be nice if you actually got a bit of renown from it as well. Just because, like, if you participate in the crusade and you do really well, it does feel like you should get some renown, because you're obviously potentially going to be quite a well-known dynasty. And yep, everyone's piling in onto Jerusalem, continuing the siege that I started up, and then splitting apart once again and going all their random merry ways. Yeah, I really do not understand the game AI in this. they already died? I thought someone with your name and a very similar portrait had already died. But actually, speaking of prisoners, let's see. Oh, okay, so we could probably actually ransom quite a few of these. You know what, let's mass ransom. Anyone else? Okay. So that would be for a weak hook. And that would be for a weak hook as well. So you know what, I'm just gonna tell all of you, I'm gonna let you go as long as you convert. I know you're probably going to be ordered to convert right back, or might have your any titles if you have any revoked or anything, but I'm just gonna get you out of my dungeons so I don't keep on seeing people pop up things like such and such has died in your dungeon. It's like, I don't really care. Oh, okay, so we've got a dangerous faction. What is this? Wants independence. Okay, and these are all peasant rebel. But unfortunately 90% military power and can send an ultimatum in 8 months. That's going to be an aggravation. It's going to take us about 8 months to get back. And yep, once again, some more enemy forces, though they seem to be actually keeping up now. Okay, yeah, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to sail my forces all the way back to defend my territory. Okay, an enemy ally has joined the war, which is probably why we are now being assaulted, because we have a fair amount. Oh no, we're actually not doing too badly. We still have about 10% more troops, but that is going to be very, very iffy in terms of whether it's actually going to do anything. And everyone's just scrambling around once again. Just scrambling around, directionless. Yes, I really do not like the army AI in the game. So I may actually have to have a look at something to tweak it ahead of next time. Because that is just an absolute frustration. That is just an absolute frustration. Do we have more prisoners? Okay. Yes, we do. Are they worth anything? Nope, they are not worth anything in the war score. So let's ransom you for 25. For another 25. And for 50, so that just got us 100 gold. There we go. 196 gold now. And there we go. They rally the troops. Where are our forces? They are just coming up. That is good to see. New stewardship perk available. So, we want defensive measures, yes. Let's get that. And okay, am I? Okay, yeah, that is the right symbol. You mean I rushed back for 940 people? Oh well. If we come up here and then we can see just about where you are planning on going. So you're planning on just sticking there. Hopefully we might be able to pick up some more people as we go by. I'm pretty sure Okay, maybe that was a completely different one then. Maybe it fired, but a bunch of people said that they weren't going to join. Yeah, it looks like that. So 0% discontent, too weak to send an ultimatum. So we may have gotten very, very lucky with that. Thankfully speaking. And let's bump up the speed once again, as we are just basically seeing people walking through territory. And then up here. I do love it when the character models of the army draw their sword. So yes, they've got quite a bit of an advantage in their favour in terms of defensive positions, but we've got over twice their numbers, and we also have 2 of ours winning against theirs. We have captured them, so let's enforce the demands. Pay 66 gold to us. And let's just see how is the Crusade doing, because we could potentially head back. So we're getting a 15% war chest share, so that is a bit more money. Can we military? Wait, or men-at-arms regiment? Where are we in terms of onagers? Ages away. 12 years for that, 31 years for ledger. Yeah, it's basically going to take us absolutely forever to get anywhere on this. So shall we? So that was 90 gold, wasn't it? That was 75 and 85. Let's do one of those and one of those. Those will be reinforcing. Yep. And then let's see, so disband that will take up to 4 months. Okay, so we want to cancel that. Come back down to our main area. Okay, so that actually wasn't the peasant unrest that I thought it was. It was actually this, you declaring war against me. Okay, so you want... Okay, so I completely misread that. You wanted a county from me, and I came back from the Crusade and went, no. Whoop you on the head. Like, no. Like a little misbehaving kitty cat. Right, so... Still got a decent amount of troops, so we are fighting back on this. Yes, I know they're raiding me. I don't really care. That's me to get a bit more money. I don't want to ask our head of face for money because they are probably trying to fund everyone else in the war. Okay, our men-at-arms regiments are maxed out. We have 95 unraced soldiers. That is probably going to be as good as we are going to get. So let's go back. Let's head up here. Beirut. Because we have all of our enemy forces kind of scattered around over here once again. So I don't really care about being raided at the moment, thank you. Yeah, so 27 war score, not bad. We're minus 20% for battles, but we are at 47% from occupied holdings. So if we surrender, no titles changed hands, the defenders divide the piety 1. Catholicism's further decreased by 15%. If we enforce the demands, then this random person, this absolutely random person, who is a eunuch as well, this random person who is a eunuch will inherit, will get the kingdom of Jerusalem. And I have no idea who will inherit Okay, it'll probably go down to... okay, so you do have some living members. You own the Duchy or Principality of Dubrovnik, I believe that is. And I will be dead within a year. Well, better make a last stand count then. Better make a last stand at the Crusades. Speaking of, where is our army? Still heading across land. Okay, so we will be dead within a year, which means that you will be our next ruler. And your wife is pregnant again. Let's just have a look at your children. Average and average once more. And average and average and average. And you are not actually... yeah. Okay, I tried to give you the Crusader trait, but that didn't happen. Let's have a look at your two children. So you did get a genetic trait, so that's nice to see. And where is our boat? Sailing along. I'm not quite sure if we're going to really do... oh my goodness, okay, where have most of the troops gone? They're still around, they're just not here. Hey. So we're actually doing pretty decently at this now. That wasn't the one I wanted to bring up. This was... so yes, this is the contested territory. Ah, there they are. You are doing something. Okay, you are you serious? You, 23 different armies, over 15,000 troops, are chasing down an army of 440 people, and that is what's taking your attention, not the huge groups of people sieging down Jerusalem. This is why I really dislike the army AI in the game. Like, seriously, they are just chasing down that group of 440. Okay, so a contribution to the war chest. As I'm looking through at my almost empty coffers, my herald announces that 4 of my vassals have arrived. We come bearing gold, my liege, a donation to defeat our enemies. So, with me I bring the dignified Mayor Kosel, the chivalrous Duke Molmir, and the noble Duke Krismir. We only ask for you to lead us to victory. Oh wow, okay, you've got a lot of gold. Okay, so we can say, I welcome your generosity. Oi, I can see into how much money you have in your vault. You have 302 gold and you're paying me 5. Gold, you say? Guard sees all of it. So we would gain 50 gold from each of them. But this is an act of tyranny and we will gain a critical amount of stress, 96, because we are generous and just. Or we could say, you are much too generous, I cannot accept, in which case we would gain 75 prestige and everyone would gain 10 opinion of us. So that would honestly, it would get us out of debt, so yes, just about, for like a moment. Okay, so what am I going to do? If I untick that, I don't think that's going to do anything. Seriously, stop trying to chase... okay, you have stopped chasing them because you've caught them. Okay, and visibility has gone there. Because we no longer can see anything. And there we go, we have died. So we found peace in Christ's embrace at the age of 73. Died of old age, a zealous man, he fought for the glory of God against the heathens in one of the greatest holy wars of recent history. So King Molmir ascends to the throne. A true sadist, many fear for what the realm will turn into under his rule. So King Rostislav, we played him for 22 years, and now we play as his great nephew at 29 years old. So I did send him into the war, the crusade, so he does have the Crusader trait. So inherited titles, we did not lose any. And we can see our lineage, which is just basically 2 people at the moment. So that also has been rather fortuitous, as we do now have 104 gold. However, at minus 17 gold a month, it's not going to last us too long. So continue, and we are paused, which is good, because we have an awful lot of things that we need to check out. Okay, so you apparently have not had any children at all. Neither have you, and you two look too old to really have it anyway. I was going to say, okay, where are you? Okay, we are actually at war with someone else. So we are apparently on the attacking side of that. There's almost 3,500 troops. Let me just have a look at the military. Oh my goodness. Okay, yes, we have a lot of men-at-arms. So let's see, light footmen, which we can obviously keep with us. We have 2 special heavy infantry, which we could probably destroy, because then we can just increase the one we have up here. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, indeed. So yeah, so pikemen, light horsemen, light footmen. Basically what we are just missing are the bowmen. So they counter skirmishers, which are the not the pikemen, the light footmen, and they counter heavy infantry. Okay, so yes, we have all of that anyway. And let's see, so we need a focus. We have a stewardship education, so we gain 40% more in that. And as before, I think we will go for domain. Well, okay, before we had wealth focus, but let's go to domain focus on this one. So we have done that. How are we doing? We have 3 children. Our youngest is a girl. So what we want to do is get our son married to or betrothed to someone. So you are 6 years old. Well, I never expected to see that here quite quickly. Well, well, well. So let's actually have a look at your siblings. So Spindly and a giant. But we do have pure-blooded. Let me actually just have a look. Okay, that honestly looks like it may have just been a complete Luke appearing, because parents and grandparents are completely different. So yes, I'm getting you in the family. Hell yes. So send a proposal. I know she's 6 years, 4 years older than my son, but we can work around that. You are 8 years old. We want to do a matrilineal marriage and see who is best for you. And we have a lot of people with the robust trait, which is nice to see. So we will get you, yes, betrothed to this 11-year-old. There we go. And our youngest daughter, who has only just been born, we will do the same matrilineal. And we have this person up here who has the handsome trait. So we will get that one in the family. And what else? So we are way over our domain limit. Yes, that's expected. Chancellor. But we actually do have someone who is vaguely decent. So we will need to put you as the Chancellor. And you as the... There we go. Portrait regenerated. We no longer have what seemed to be a child waiting there. Okay, right. I just didn't see the ones a lot further down. So anyway, if we put our uncle as the steward, yep. So our marshal, who could replace you, not really anyone who's any good, unfortunately. I don't think, nope, we cannot change our archbishop, and I really don't want to remove our spy master either. So let's leave that for the moment. We have a dangerous faction. So onto the what throne? The Nitran throne, which honestly probably you could have. So you want independence, but you're too weak to send an ultimatum. Lower county control. Okay, we could probably just accept that. Okay, so I think we're going to actually end it a bit early today, but that is probably a good place to stop right as we have a transition of power. So that was a bit unfortunate that we completely lost our war in Gaza and we ended up with a complete game over. But we've been able to pick up a different one and continue playing the game. So next Friday there is not going to be a stream as I have other responsibilities. We may or may not be continuing Crusader Kings 3 after that. I have not yet decided. We may be shifting over to Stellaris instead as we have kind of sort of ended our original run and this is just a follow-up for it. But if you are interested, let me just leave a link to my Discord. And you can get notified there, or you can get notified via my Twitter when we are going live. That is linked on my profile for Twitch. But I think for today, I will say thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much to everyone who's popped into chat and have a look. And I will see everyone next time.